It was good. You knew it was good, right?
Yeah.
Because it felt different. Yeah. The longer the golf club you're hitting, generally speaking, the more you can get away with swinging longer.
Okay.
The shorter the shot, be like wedge or like pitch shot or something like that, the less you're going to get away with that, like the more compact that you need to make things. Because as a general rule, you're trying to get the strongest impact with the shorter clubs. A hybrid, you don't need that strong an impact, but you do once you start to get into like 8, 9 pitching, like those approach shots for sure.
So I feel like I'm here.
Yeah, right.
Like this is good.
Yep. I mean, these are pretty good, actually.
Better?
Yeah. The hardest part, I think, especially if you haven't been so strong in that area before, is actually transitioning back into the golf ball and getting into like that really like solid impact position. So if we just looked at the shape of the backswing and kind of like the downswing, I mean, I've got to bring up your old original swing at some point. I think the first time was at, in Thailand there, right? And it was going out and was doing all like sorts of weird stuff. So, club face looks great. Hands and club are just great here. The shaft's standing up nicely and you're getting into a nice turn with really there's no lift or any like excessive motion going on there. I think club face looks great. And even coming back down, there's some things we'll look at, but I'd say generally like you get the clubs coming back, slightly inside, maybe you hit slightly behind that one, and the ball shape's a little draw there. So lots of good stuff there. In fact, if I looked at this view here, there's really nothing I can do to improve that. I think it looks great.
Okay.
And really the idea with the swing shape is to try and produce a certain type of shot, be it slight draw or slight fade, depending on what we want to see or what you want to see. So then we come to the face-on view. So right about here, we should start to see you, let's say, create some movement back towards the yellow line. And
already?
Yeah, already, yeah. Okay. And yours kind of stays there a little too long. And then it starts to come down, or I'd say your hips start to move forward pretty much after your arms have come down.
Okay.
So at that point there where you've reached almost halfway down, I'd say your lower body hasn't translated enough back towards the target side.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think a good thought for you is, like you mentioned just then that you thought that you'd swayed. And what I would say is, what you didn't do is you didn't go from here and do this in the second part.
Oh, okay.
See that?
So I have to kind of like move back?
Move back towards the lead side. Yeah. Because...
So my weight is on my left, like halfway through?
In the second part of the backswing, that would be a good way to think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. We want to start to think about with you is in the second part of the backswing, if you're somewhere here, you're kind of in that right side there. On the second part, we want to start to move back towards the left side already, like that soon. Yeah, I mean, basically what happens is when you're here and you start to turn onto that left side, now you're in a position where you can just push back up and turn through the shot again.
Okay.
Yeah, because now in theory, once you're there, we should basically be, I'd say, up against that left side wall.
Okay.
Or let's say the yellow line there. And when you're there, then you just keep turning up and through the shot.
Okay.
There's still a bit of a tendency to run out of alignment with your arms and club,
Okay.
meaning that the left arm and club get a little too straight too soon.
So I should it shouldn't be straight yet.
Not yet. We want that to happen a bit later into the impact zone.
Okay.
And I'd say that happens for two reasons. Or one main reason is you don't start the downswing early enough, basically.
Okay.
All I want you to do is, when you're here, which is your normal takeaway, there's nothing different. As you start to go up, and we'll just say or you start to complete the backswing, and we'll say that's because you're turning mostly.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as your upper body starts to turn, you're going to basically feel like you're stomping on your left foot. That's it. We're going to use this as our stomper. So this goes kind of underneath, we'll just say the left ball of the foot. Just move this out the way, like this. And we're going to practice going, we'll just say to hip high. Yep. And your goal is start to turn the chest. As soon as you start to turn the chest, stomp. That's it.
Okay.
And we'll do it like this, where you go hip high, turn back, stomp. For you, you get to here, which we'll say is your version of like halfway back. Yep. And as you start to turn the chest back, yeah, you're going to stomp onto that little pedal here. So this is kind of soft. When you step on it, your foot will be kind of slightly up, and that's fine. But when you start to turn back, I want you to feel like you're going to squish it with your foot. Okay, when I'm here and I start to turn back, I'm just going to stomp. That's the feeling. And then eventually I'm going to just stomp and go through. And it's going to happen with a lot more flow as we get going. And this is kind of where it's important for me to just guide you on it a little bit. Yep, beautiful. And do that again. Do one more like that last one. That was great. Yep, and then do it again. And this time you're going to continue and swing through after you stomp. Yep. Brilliant. That was brilliant. Yeah. Take away. Yeah. Okay, go up and stomp. There we go.
Okay.
That's how you feel it. You don't want to go any further down than that. That's the loaded feeling. So you feel like you're pressed into your left side, but you feel like your arms are like checked.
Just there.
Yeah, it's like, boom.
Okay.
It's like, why is that important? Because it gives you the sense of your arms being more passive and this being more reactive, or the lower body doing the work. So often I'll do this just for the feeling. We'll do one more of these. Yeah. So this is going to be like my arm. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, now the next one you're going to go through. I'm not going to hold the stick there. But good. Way better. And you just need to commit to that feeling when you've got a ball there. It was good. You knew it was good, right? Yeah. Because it felt different. Yeah. So here's you going up. Mostly here what I would say is when you get up to here, your brain's starting to go, okay, stomp, stomp, stomp. And you can see it happens there before the club reaches the top. I thought that was great. Yeah, really, really good. So I feel like that last one was right in the pocket of what you should be.
Like it's a half swing.
You have to feel like it's starting earlier, right? Doing in the transition. Awesome.
So good.
Really good, yeah. You can see here there's just a beautiful blend of turning in with the hip, which gives you a little bit of upper body rotation, but not too much length to the backswing, and you're still pressing forward there pretty much at the right time. Again, I've got to put that one on the top of the list. Awesome. Really good.